The story of Earth, the blue heart of the universe. Long ago, in the endless darkness of space, a beautiful blue planet was born. Its name was Earth. At first, Earth was nothing like the peaceful world we know today. It was a fiery ball of molten rock, surrounded by smoke and storms. Volcanoes erupted endlessly, and giant meteors crashed into its surface. It seemed impossible that life could ever exist there. But Earth was patient. Millions of years passed. Slowly, the planet began to cool. Rain fell for thousands of years, filling the great basins and creating oceans. Mountains rose toward the sky, and the winds danced across the empty lands. Earth was becoming a home. Deep beneath the oceans, something extraordinary happened. Tiny living creatures appeared, so small they could not be seen. They floated in the water, quietly changing the world. They released oxygen into the air, transforming Earth's atmosphere. Earth took its first breath. As time passed, life grew stronger and more diverse. Plants covered the land in green. Giant trees reached toward the sun. Strange creatures swam through the seas. Dinosaurs ruled forests and plains, their footsteps shaking the ground. Earth watched over them all. But Earth also knew that change was part of life. One day, a great asteroid struck the planet. Dust filled the sky, darkness covered the land, and the mighty dinosaurs disappeared. The world grew silent. Yet Earth remained patient. New life emerged. Small mammals began to explore forests and valleys. Birds filled the skies with song. Flowers painted the meadows with color. Rivers carved paths through mountains. Ice covered parts of the world, then melted away. And then, much later, humans appeared. At first, they were small and vulnerable. They gathered around fires, looked up at the stars, and wondered about the world beneath their feet. Earth listened to their questions. Humans learned quickly. They built villages, cities, and great civilizations. They crossed oceans and climbed mountains. They wrote stories, created music, and dreamed of touching the stars. Earth was proud. But as humans grew more powerful, they began to forget something important. They forgot that Earth was alive. Forests were cut down. Rivers became polluted. The air grew heavy with smoke. Animals lost their homes. The oceans filled with plastic and waste. Earth began to feel tired. Its forests, its lungs, were shrinking. Its oceans, its heart, were warming. Its weather became angry. Storms grew stronger. Fires burned longer. Ice that had stood for thousands of years began to melt. Earth was trying to speak. Some humans finally began to listen. A young girl planted a tree. A scientist studied the oceans. A farmer protected the soil. Children cleaned beaches. Communities chose clean energy. People began to remember. Earth was not just a planet. It was their home. Their only home. One night, a child stood outside and looked at Earth from a picture taken in space, a glowing blue marble floating in endless black. "Why is Earth so beautiful?" the child asked. The wind whispered through the trees. The waves touched the shore. The mountains stood silently. And if Earth could answer, it might have said, "I am beautiful because life lives within me. I carry forests, oceans, deserts, and dreams. I hold every laugh, every tear, every story. But I cannot protect myself alone. I need you." The child understood. The next morning, the child planted a seed. It was a small act, but Earth felt it. And somewhere, deep beneath the soil, life smiled. Because Earth does not ask for perfection. It asks for care, for respect, for love, for every person to remember that they are part of something much larger than themselves. Earth has survived fire, ice, and time itself. But its future is now in human hands. Every river saved. Every tree planted. Every animal protected. Every choice made with kindness. These are gifts back to the planet that has given us everything. Tonight, as Earth spins quietly beneath the stars, it continues to breathe. Its oceans still sing. Its forests still whisper. Its mountains still stand strong. And its blue heart still beats. Waiting. Hoping. trusting that humanity will choose to protect the most precious story ever written, the story of Earth.